Hey everybody, this is part two. I wanted to start off by talking about a few more people that are part of the miracle that is NFT the movie. The Fenton brothers are out of Sarasota, Florida. And I think we all know the story that in 2021, they waited several hours for an interview. That interview got lost somehow, and we just went back and did another interview. Due to that interview and the relationship we built, those gentlemen, Jonathan and Nathaniel Fenton, are now shareholders in NFT the movie. They have some really great NFTs within the movie, and they're part of the story and part of the magic, and they've made magic. Um, I didn't want to underscore their contribution to the movie as well. We have people that we've interviewed that make up what this movie is, and I've always said that, or this movie company. I used to own an online dating site, and it was for Mormons, called HotSaints.com. And it was very successful. It grew very, very fast. And you know very quickly that if you're going to attract a certain audience, you have to have that audience there to attract people too. So HotSaints.com was a young, adult, single, religious Christian group of people who were young and hot saints, good looking hot saints, tongue in cheek. Everybody's good looking to somebody. And it grew super fast in 1 year because you knew what it was. And then when you went there, you saw the proof of it. Hot guys, hot girls. And then people joined because there were hot guys, hot girls. And people joined because there was hot guys and hot girls. And it became just a self-fulfilling prophecy. We've done the same thing with NFT the movie. Just switch it out from the physical aspect to the more, a lot of times spiritual, but technical with NFTs. Entrepreneurial spirit. You'll learn so much in these movies. So part two is we came out of this whole year of experience into this crazy world of NFTs and the metaverse. And we learned quite a bit. And what we learned was there are many people out there who created collections that jumped from collection to collection to collection before they actually got it right, or they made money, or became successful commercially. There's many, many stories of people ending up in projects even today that haven't been unmasked, that have been part of carpet pulling schemes that one way or another, whether it was intended or not, those projects failed and they somehow didn't give the value to the people who were giving their money. With NFT the movie, we have not sold an NFT. We haven't really changed our website for more than a year. We've changed the design. We went from the very similar design with an astronaut to what we have now. And our form was like, hey, you want to join NFT the movie? And we had so many people who wanted to join. And I really couldn't keep that on there because we couldn't keep up the influx. The amount of free marketing and advertising and word of mouth that comes from just being a part of this organization is astounding. I have friends who have one NFT the movie shirt. I won't name names. And I've seen them in like several countries, and I know they only have one shirt. So they're probably cleaning it in the sink. They're having other dude, and they're just crushing it. You know, Miguel, Major, Gretchen, of course Heidi and Josh. They're the kings and queens of swag when it comes to NFT the movie. And so 2.0 is like, well, then what have we learned and what are we going to do? Are we going to like do all these posters? Because remember, guys, we have this poster program. We invented, like, nobody's doing what we're doing. Right now, we have 30 people who've raised their hands, and some of them, we have like legitimate agreements. Most of them are all verbal agreements to do NFT movie poster collaborations. And we've talked about this. You shareholders and advisors know what I'm talking about. And we're going to have 100, probably well over 100. That's just for NFT the movie. So we've modeled the NFT movie poster. We just haven't minted it because we want to make sure, and this is what 2.0 is, and I'll tell you in a second. But we've got the posters. We are working on our sizzle reels, and then we'll have our movies, our mini movies, which are NFT the movie, West Coast, East Coast, and Puerto Rico and the Caribbean. What's 2.0? Look, after you've made that little Tesla car, that if you remember way back when looked a lot like a Lotus. You're like, I don't even know what that is. You're like, I'm just going to dismiss it. That little two-seater. And then it turned into what it did. People dismissed it for a long time, even the automotive industry. They're like, they're going to... What Musk was doing was proving the concept. That's all he was doing. It was an MVP, right? It's a minimal viable product. So what are we doing in our next phase and how do we grow? We take our mission from making a movie about NFTs with NFTs that are going to be sold as an NFT, and you take away the fact that you're talking about NFTs. Just take that away for a second. And let's say you produce or co-produce a movie about flowers and bees and the correlation to our planet and how us humans can live or live without bees and flowers, which we cannot. That can be a 10-minute NFT movie co-produced by NFT the movie that doesn't have to be about NFTs. That has NFTs in it, bees flying around, that's a digital asset that can be bought as an NFT inside of a movie that you're buying as an NFT. That just so happens to be delivered as an NFT, but it doesn't have to be about NFTs and how we're building the industry. 2.0 is this production with Magic City Ape DAO in production with First Family of NFTs and Major Dream Williams. That would be a loose title of the block to blockchain. And there's going to be other titles that have nothing to do with NFTs. Our guy Sean internally is going to be making a movie that's about science fiction desert geography, like in a science fiction desert environment. That's going to be an NFT movie that we're going to be help co-produce as NFT the movie production company. 2.0 is finding those houses to be able to make all of those posters, those digital posters. We've already identified a place. There's 7 locations. One of them is in I believe it's in Irvine, California, Brea area, I believe, near that. Yorba Linda, that can actually print off those posters that we have digital posters of. But we are not building a factory. We are not building a massive team of people that we're going to hire and have overhead and have concerns about how you manage those people. 2.0 is about the connections that we've made from all those people that I spoke about in part 1 and in this part, where we have so many connections and so many assets, not to mention the people we've filmed within the movie that have not been mentioned in this part 1 and 2. Some and most of the people I've mentioned today are in the movie. But the point being is, besides the fact that it's their movie, besides the fact that it's NFT the movie about NFTs, we're proving a concept that in the future, you can have a production company that goes, you know what, let me use Rare Tech for this solution, and let me use Wax for this solution, and let me use Atomic Hub for this solution, and let me use OpenSea for that solution. And when those solutions change, and when they modify, they become bigger and more consolidated, some of that other services go into this company. But either way, we would control our intellectual property, or whoever owns it, and we make sure that the very best steward of that intellectual property is chosen. Because companies will come and go. We've seen dozens of companies come and go. We've seen NFTs drop from $2.7 million down to $277, which is, I believe, Jack Dorsey's Twitter tweet. The very first tweet he ever did was turned into an NFT. That was last year. The market is going to resolve itself. But what's not going to go away, 3 things that we must have as a modern day human being: food, electricity, and we have to have the connectivity, whether it's the internet or 3.0. We have to have that entertainment, whether it's online gaming, metaverse gaming, movies, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. YouTube. This is its own category that we've created. It's not YouTube, but now you get to, through our platform or our